As you all know, some people can paint beautifully but cannot sing, and some people are good at oral communication but find it difficult to handle any mechanical device. So these are basic differences bring satisfaction to the individual. The reason for the differences is mainly due to aptitude. I will explain about the aptitude definitions. According to Bingham 1973, aptitude refers to those qualities characterizing a person's way of behaviors, which serve to indicate how well she or he can learn to meet and solve a certain satisfied kinds of problem. And the Furman 1971 defined the aptitude. It's a combination of characteristics indicative of an individual's capacity to acquire, with training, some specific knowledge, skills, or sets of organized responses such as ability to speak a language, to become a musician, or to do mechanical work. And what we can say here that aptitude can be simply understood as an ability to acquire a specific types of skill or knowledge, and it is referred to one potentialities and is the result of interaction of heredity and environment. And lastly is that these other qualities of an individual can be harnessed by the appropriate training. Well, you must heard about an entrance test that is required nowadays before any college's entrance examinations, qualifying exam for general competitions, job requirement exam, job interview exam, and many more such examinations. This entrance exam are called aptitude tests. So what is aptitude test? Aptitude test is a test designed to determine a person's ability in a particular skills or field of knowledge. Aptitude tests are used as a diagnostic or identifying tools, and as a person who has aptitude for a particular skills needs only a minimum training for development. So the aptitude tests that are used to help predict the success in some particular courses of study are called scholastic aptitude tests. Let's take a look at the purpose of the aptitude test. Firstly, educational purpose. Aptitude tests can be used for the purpose of guardians in selecting subjects for studying in educational institutions. For example, the modern language aptitude test measure a student's potential for successful mastering foreign language. Secondly, occupational purpose. Many aptitude tests are created to check an individual's specific skills that are relevant to their job at hand. For staffing and assessment purposes, employers utilize tests like the personality and preference inventory, the psychometric test, and Watson-Glaser critical thinking test. Now let's take a look at the features of the aptitude test. Firstly, it is indicative of one's ability from particular jobs. Secondly, it depends upon heredity and environment. Thirdly, aptitude test is different from skill and proficiency. Lastly, aptitude tests measure the specific ability. And the next one will be presented as my partner is about the types of aptitude tests.
Thanks to my partner Siti Kamisa, I am Muhammad Firdaus and will continue this discussion about the types of aptitude tests. Depending on the skill being tested for, an aptitude test can have a number of formats: numerical, verbal, non-verbal, and abstract. By incorporating aptitude tests into the recruitment process, hiring managers can quickly filter out the candidates with the optimal mix of skills rather than having to interview them all individually to find out. Tests like this also help keep things objective and accurate, which benefits both the company and the candidate pool. Choosing the proper test for a recruitment process is critical, as the results play a big part in determining the candidate's overall suitability for the job. There are at least 5,000 aptitude and ability tests on the market. Some of them contain only one type of question, for example, verbal ability, numeric reasoning, etc., while others are made up of different types of questions. Here are the top 13 commonly used aptitude tests. 1. Syllogism. Syllogism is a popular psychometric test that assesses logical reasoning and deductive skills. It consists of a central premise, a minor premise, and a conclusion that follows from those two premises. The candidate is asked to state whether the given conclusion logically follows from the information in the premises. 2. Vocabulary test. This is a standardized psychometric test that assesses the candidate's vocabulary. It is commonly used in jobs related to communications or education. 3. Word problem test. This math test includes word problems that the candidate has to read, understand, and then solve. It tests reading and comprehension skills in addition to numerical ability. 4. Verbal analogy test. This measures a candidate's fluency in English and their ability to understand the relationships between complex ideas. It is often featured in tests like the SAT or GRE. 5. Numerical reasoning test. This is a standardized test that captures the candidate's general numerical aptitude. A numerical reasoning test is commonly used to measure how well the candidate can handle numerical data in a job setting, such as bookkeeping or running numbers for a machine learning algorithm. 6. Verbal reasoning test. This kind of test assesses the candidate's ability to process written material and reach factual conclusions from it. The verbal reasoning test could involve a series of true or false questions or ask the candidate to write a short summary of the salient facts in the material. The nature of the material could vary depending on the industry being tested for. 7. Spatial reasoning test. This measures the candidate's innate ability to remember shapes, detect patterns in their structure and sequence and manipulate them without physically touching them. Spatial reasoning is a critical ability in various technical fields, astronomy, and the natural sciences. It is also used to test for physically demanding jobs like military positions or field guides. 8. Critical thinking test. This test evaluates a candidate's ability to identify inconsistencies in reasoning, recognize assumptions, evaluate arguments, calculate possible outcomes of a decision, and make an objective decision. Recruiters conduct critical thinking tests to screen candidates for roles requiring strong decision-making abilities. 9. Number sequence test. This measures numerical ability in the specific context of number sequences. 10. Mental arithmetic test. This measures numerical ability to measures the ability to quickly process information and deliver the right answer in minimal time. 11. Data interpretation test. If you want to evaluate a candidate's ability to analyze complex data, structure observations, and extract meaningful insights from meaningful data sources such as charts, tables, and graphs, then a data interpretation test is necessary. 12. Situational judgment test. This test assesses the candidate's ability to solve problems in work-based scenarios like co-worker tension or manager-subordinate relations. 13. Watson-Glaser critical thinking test. This critical reasoning test is commonly used to recruit people at the professional or managerial level. Conclusion. In short, an aptitude test can be instrumental in simplifying the recruitment process and ensuring that each team gets the highest quality candidates. Test candidates for on-the-job skills with a database and find the most qualified candidates. That's all the presentation from us. Thank you very much for being a loyal listener and assalamu alaikum.